There's a kind of man who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't force. He walks into a room and shifts the energy without saying a word. He's not loud, not needy, not trying to impress, but she feels him deep in her chest before a single finger moves. That man, he doesn't just touch her body, he touches her mind. And once you do that, her surrender is not a decision, it's a response. If that's the kind of man you're becoming, you're exactly where you need to be. Asterisk. Here are 10 points, and don't miss the fourth 1.1 voice. Tony Man's voice is his first invisible touch. It doesn't need to be loud, it needs to be felt. When your tone is slow, grounded and steady, it sends signals to her body before her mind has a chance to interpret. A deep voice that comes from the chest, not the throat, carries presence. It isn't just heard, it's absorbed. Women don't remember every word, they remember how those words made them feel. Rush your speech and you feel nervous. Speak slowly and you feel unshakable. Control your tone and you control the room. It's not about being dramatic, it's about being deliberate. Let each word land with weight. Speak like your words are wrapping around her skin. Because if your voice touches her mind, her body will follow. If you felt what I just described, don't just listen, own it. Like the video, subscribe, because this isn't about learning lines. It's about remembering the power you already point, pausing and silent. Silence is where the tension lives. Most men fill space with noise. Seductive men know when to hold. When you pause before speaking, you give weight to your word. When you pause after speaking, you give her space to feel. Don't be afraid of stillness. Stillness shows control. Stillness says, I am not here to perform. I am here to be. When you leave room in the air, she fills it with curiosity. Your pause becomes the invitation for her imagination to take over. And in those quiet seconds, her mind begins to lean closer, not because you pushed, but because you didn't chase. Point 3. Presence in a world addicted to distraction. Presence is seduction. To be with her without checking your phone. To listen without planning your next move. To hold eye contact, not because it's a trick, but because you're really there. When you give a woman your full attention, she feels it instant. Your stillness tells her you're grounded. Your eye contact tells her you're honest. Your energy tells her she's safe. You don't flinch, you don't fidget, you're simply there, fully dog. And that's what makes you unforgettable, because true presence is rarer than attraction. Point 4. Inner commandrial confidence never asks for permission. It doesn't try to impress, it doesn't beg for approval. It simply exists, calm, unshaken, silent. Inner command is that quiet force behind your eyes, beneath your words, within your energy. It says, I know who I am, I don't need you, and women sense it immediately. A man with inner command doesn't chase attention, he receives it. He doesn't demand love, he attracts it. He doesn't panic when tested, he holds frame and smile. And because he validates himself first, others feel drawn to validate him too. Inner command is presence without performance, power without pressure. It's magnetic. Point 5. Masculine mystery A. Truly seductive man doesn't give everything away. He leaves room for her curiosity to grow. Mystery isn't about being distant or cold. It's about revealing just enough to pull her in while keeping her guessing what lies beneath. When you're too available, too explainable to open from the start, you remove the thrill. But when you share in layers, when your words hint at a deeper world inside you, a woman begins to lean in. She becomes drawn to that emotional contrast. Your calm, yet intensity. Your warmth, yet control. Your openness, paired with restraint. Masculine mystery says, I'll let you see parts of me, but only when you're present enough to feel them. It's in Your pauses, your half smiles, your ability to sit in silence without needing to fill it. Women don't fall for men who reveal everything. They fall for men who make them feel something they can't fully explain. Speak less, feel. Let your mystery be the invitation she can't resist. Point 6. Teasing. Through suggestion, teasing isn't about jokes. It's about awakening her imagination. A well-placed line delivered with confidence and control can make her about you long after you're gone. You don't need to be explicit, you need to be suggestive. You're trouble, and you probably know it. That's not a compliment, that's an invitation. It sparks a story in her head. Don't go for the obvious, go for the hint. Teasing isn't to impress her, it's to stir something in her. Make her wonder what else you're not saying. Her curious about what's behind your eye. And then walk away, leaving the spark smoldering. Point 7. Control of pace. Fast is forgettable. Slow is seductive. When you control the pace, you control the experience. Move slower, speak slower, breathe slower. Let time stretch in your presence. Let her feel that you're in no rush, because you don't need to be. You're not chasing the moment, you are the moment. Slowness is not weakness, it's dominance without force. And when you slow everything down, she speeds up inside. Because slowness makes her feel, and feeling is what she. Remember. Point 8. Non-reactivity. Man who reacts loses frame. The one who observes owns it. When you don't flinch at her test, when you don't rush to fix tension, show her that your world doesn't shake easily. Women don't test to destroy you, they test to feel you, to see what's beneath the surface. A seductive man welcomes tension. He doesn't fill awkward silence. He doesn't explain every emotion. He simply allows it to be there. He lets the storm swirl while he stays still. Because in stillness she feels trust, and in trust she opens. Point 9. Boundaries and standards. Seduction without self-respect is weakness in disguise. You must know what you stand for and what you'll never allow. Not to control her, but to protect your energy. You're not here to be chosen, you're here to choose. A seductive man walks away from anything that dulls his light. He doesn't lower his standard, he raises the room. Boundaries are not walls, they're filters. They separate what drains you from what aligns. And when a woman sees that you live by principle, not permission, she doesn't lose interest, she gains respect. Point 10. Self-validation. She ever accepts you must accept yourself. You are not seeking completion, you are arriving whole. Self-validation is the source. True magnetism, not arrogance, not bravado. Just a quiet knowing that your value is not up for debate. When a woman feels that you're not trying to prove you, she lets her guard down, because you're not performing or being. And that is the difference between attraction and connection. She leans in, not because you pulled her, but because your stillness gave her space to feel safe. And in that safety she desired. Conclusion. Seduction isn't about what you do, it's about who you are when you stop trying to be something. It's a presence, a silence, a voice, a choice. To lead not with pressure, but with gravity. No tricks, no lines, just truth. She doesn't surrender because she has to. She surrenders because it feels effortless, and you haven't even touched. That is real.